Welcome to Biblical Reflections. Today, we're diving into the profound power of prayer and how it's transformed lives, both in biblical times and today. We'll explore how prayer was used in the Bible to bring about miraculous change and share inspiring modern-day stories of answered prayers. Whether you're new to prayer or have been praying for years, this video will remind you of its powerful role in connecting us to God and bringing hope, healing, and transformation. Prayer is more than just speaking words. It's a personal communication with God. It allows us to open our hearts, express gratitude, ask for help, seek forgiveness, and strengthen our relationship with our Creator. In the Bible, we see prayer as an essential part of faith, and countless stories show how God listens and responds. The beauty of prayer lies in its simplicity. You don't need to be perfect, nor do you need a special formula. God listens to every sincere heart that reaches out to Him. Let's look at some key examples of powerful prayers in the Bible. 1. Hannah's prayer for a child. Hannah was heartbroken and prayed fervently for a son, vowing to dedicate him to God's service if her prayer was answered. In 1 Samuel chapter 1, we read that God answered her and she bore a son, Samuel, who became one of Israel's greatest prophets. Hannah's story shows us that God hears the cries of a sincere heart and can bless us in unexpected ways. 2. Elijah's prayer for rain. After a long drought, the prophet Elijah prayed on Mount Carmel, asking God to bring rain back to Israel. Despite the initial silence, Elijah kept praying. Eventually, a small cloud appeared and soon heavy rains fell, ending the drought, as described in 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 41 to 45. Elijah's prayer reminds us of the power of persistence and trust in God's timing. 3. Jesus' prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane. In Luke chapter 22, verses 39 to 46, Jesus prayed in agony, knowing the suffering he was about to endure. He prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." Jesus' prayer shows us the importance of surrendering to God's will, even when facing difficult moments. Each of these stories illustrates how God hears our deepest prayers, whether we are asking for blessings, for guidance, or simply for the strength to accept His will. Now let's look at some powerful modern-day examples of prayer at work. These stories remind us that miracles still happen and that God's power continues to move in our world. There are countless stories of individuals who were diagnosed with terminal illnesses, where medical professionals had little hope. One such story is of a woman who was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. Her family and church community came together, praying day and night for healing. Despite the odds, her cancer went into remission, and doctors could not explain it medically. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that God is still the great healer. Another story is of a family struggling financially, facing foreclosure on their home. They turned to prayer, asking for God's provision. Miraculously, an anonymous donor stepped forward, covering the exact amount they needed to save their home. Sometimes prayer moves people to become God's hands and feet, providing in the most tangible ways. One individual shared how, while traveling, they felt a sudden urge to pray for protection. Moments later, a near-accident situation occurred, but they were unharmed, as if a divine hand had intervened. This story reminds us that prayer can be a shield, offering protection in ways we may never fully understand. These modern-day examples highlight that God is still at work, answering prayers, and performing miracles for those who reach out to him with faith and trust. Prayer isn't just about asking for things, it's about building a relationship with God. When we pray, we're reminded of God's presence in our lives. We grow in our faith, our understanding, and our patience. It gives us peace and resilience, helping us face whatever comes our way, knowing that God is with us. Prayer also connects believers around the world. When we pray for others, we're participating in God's work, lifting each other up in times of need. Prayer aligns us with God's will, helping us to be instruments of His love and compassion. If you're new to prayer or want to deepen your prayer life, here are a few tips. Begin with a few minutes a day. Focus on gratitude, ask God for guidance, and share your heart honestly. Prayer is a personal connection with God. Don't feel pressured to use formal words. Speak to Him as a friend. Whether you're experiencing joy, challenges, or uncertainty, make prayer a daily habit. Prayer is a two-way conversation. Spend moments in silence, allowing God to speak to your heart. Remember, there's no right way to pray. God listens to each prayer, no matter how big or small. Prayer is a gift, a way to connect with God and a source of strength and miracles. Remember, God's timing may not be ours, and His answers may come in unexpected ways, but His love and power remain constant. As you go forward, remember that prayer can transform lives, both in biblical times and today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might need encouragement. Let's continue to explore and grow together in faith here on Biblical Reflections. God bless.